Welcome to DayZ Frostline. If there's a hell, you might want to go there for some R&R before you come here. Packed crawling with zombies, new creatures, and a weather that'll have you freezing to death before you even load into the game. This is truly your worst nightmare. Now sadly for me, I did not know. So I started this challenge thinking it would be another fun day in DayZ, and I found myself face to face with the devil himself. Now the first thing I noticed when I spawned into DayZ Frostline was the environments. This looked and sounded absolutely amazing. It felt like I was playing DayZ for the first time. Looking around, I could hear distant animals, the wind blowing in the leaves, and the snow crunching beneath my feet. Maybe I was just being paranoid, but this felt like a whole new game. Now I didn't know where I spawned, so I just ran into the closest town that I saw. But immediately, everything just looked different. The environments were feeling way more alive, way more real. The houses felt a lot more lived in. There was trash and debris thrown everywhere. This was DayZ like I've never seen it before. And to top things off, I've always only played official DayZ, so I've never played a snowy map before. So I just went into this playing it as if I was playing normal DayZ. But almost immediately I realized this was gonna be way more difficult. Practically every single piece of food that I found was frozen, and eating it was making my character get even colder, which was starting to kill me. But to be honest, I didn't think getting cold was that dangerous, so I just ignored it and kept on looting. But I got so caught up in admiring how beautiful the game looked that I didn't realize I was dying from cold. So I had to quickly cut down a few barks and sticks, then immediately get into a house and start a fire. While the fire was going, I got the idea to put some food on it. Seeing that all the food was frozen, I thought you had to put it on the fire to thaw it out. Luckily though, I was right, and once the food thawed, I immediately started eating everything. I mean, throughout the years of me playing DayZ, I've never been so cold that I had to hunker down in a house and start a fire just so I could warm up and actually eat some food. After I finished eating, I sat down for a bit and just admired the environment. Then once I was all warmed up, I got up and headed outside. I looted the town for a bit, finding a lot of cool stuff like a press vest, a chambered .22 pistol, and a few other useful items. Then once I thought I had enough stuff, I started to head inland. I remembered earlier when I just spawned in, I heard some goats, and after searching for them for a bit, I found them in a clearing right outside the town. And so I loaded my gun and got to work. Now sadly I didn't have a lot of storage, so I only hunted one. And after skinning it and taking all the meat, I continued on my journey inland. Now if there's one thing I've always heard about DayZ Frostline, it was its beautiful hot springs. And this was my first time playing it, so I've never been there before. And seeing a huge mountain up ahead in front of me, I thought this would be it, so I decided to go check it out. The journey was long and hard. Hey, I mean, that's the same thing my girl said about me last night. Hey yo boy, hey! But in the end, I finally made it to the top. Now down below, it didn't look like a hot spring at all. It more seemed like a dormant volcano. And in the middle I noticed a dead player, so I decided I'd go check it out. But the moment I got too close, I started dying from heat, so I had to run out of there. It seemed I had wasted my time coming up here because this was not a hot spring. And I was dying from the cold and dying of starvation, so I had to start a fire fast. Sadly, there wasn't anything nearby to start a fire, and the temperature was dropping rapidly, so I had to try my best to run down the mountain and get to the tree line before I died. By the time I made it off the mountain, I was on yellow health. The combination of starvation and cold exposure was killing me fast, so I had to quickly start a fire. Luckily, I was able to get the fire started in time, but by the time I finished cooking the food and was getting ready to eat it, my character weirdly started feeling pain. At first I thought I was standing in the fire or something, but then I realized the food was hot. This was a first for me in DayZ. While playing Chinaris and Livonia, I didn't have to worry about food being hot. you could always just eat it immediately. But now it seemed I had to wait until the food was cool before I could eat it. And seeing as I was dying of starvation, I placed it in the snow, hoping this would cool it down even faster. Now luckily it didn't take long to cool, so I was able to eat it before I starved to death. I was on red health, but I was feeling really good because now at least I was warm, my belly was full, things were really looking a lot better. But then it started to snow. And it didn't take long before the snowing turned into a full-on blizzard. And it seemed even though I was right next to a fire, this was not helping. I had to get out of there and find shelter fast. And there I was traveling through a blizzard in DayZ. This was the first time I've done anything like this. And I gotta admit, it was really cool hearing the wind and the leaves shaking as the snow just came swooshing past. It was pretty awesome. I even found a small pond and decided I'd fill my water bottle in it, but it turns out it was frozen, so I couldn't even do that. Luckily, I discovered that I could actually fill my water bottle by scraping the snow into it. I mean, so far this is so different from playing Chinaris or Livonia. But I did not want to drink this snow water unless I had no choice because I had a feeling it would probably get me sick. But the further I traveled, the harsher the weather got. I quickly needed to find somewhere to take shelter. But luckily for me, it didn't take long before I spotted a few houses, and I decided to head over to them. I could barely see anything in this weather, so I wanted to get to the houses as quickly as I could. But by the time I got close, I heard a rabbit and decided it would probably make a great dinner.
Hello?
Hello? Oh, you startled me.
Did I mess up your game?
No. Oh crap, it got away. But
Yeah, geez, sorry.
I'm good.
I didn't realize you were hunting. How about we get inside the...
yeah,
and get all
yeah.
hunker down so we can get a fire there, bud.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Now, I didn't think I'd see anyone out here, and I was grateful that this person didn't shoot me. But he seemed like a pretty cool guy, so we decided to start a fire and hunker down and wait out the weather.
Oh man, it's hell on earth out here.
Uh-huh. It's a blizzarding all right, bud.
After starting the fire and chilling out for a bit, he told me that he was out here hunting for a scientist.
Hey, you wouldn't happen to see any mad scientist that's a frozen on the side of the mountain there, would you? You haven't seen a scientist that potentially has maybe a briefcase for these keys?
Whoa, there's keys in this?
Yes, there's the keys. Here, have a look.
Ah, nice. Oh, yeah, there it is. That's a key. It's got a yellow and no, that's red. Yep.
That's a scientific briefcase, a red key, bud. I'm looking for a scientist that has the key for maybe all of this.
I mean, overall, this seemed like a pretty weird guy. But since I started playing DayZ many years ago, I haven't seen a single sane person, so I didn't think much of it. After a while, the weather had cleared up, and he asked me if I wanted to tag along to help him find the scientist. And looking back at it now, I should have said no. But me being a dumbass said yes, and this would eventually lead me to my death. But for now, things were going pretty good, so we headed out. But not long later, we heard a bear. And my first thought was to run for the hills. But this guy, being a total dumbass, wanted to hunt the bear. And by wanted to hunt the bear, I think what I should probably say is he wanted to use me as bait to hunt the bear.
Get down. Their vision is based on movement, and they have an acute sense of smell. Just stay by me. Everything is going to be fine. What is your name?
My name is Baba.
You like my hat, don't you?
Yes.
Wouldn't you want to be a man and have
Yes, sir.
a bear hat? All
I'm
right.
a man.
Sure you are. Here, take the gun, take the ammo. You go ahead, right behind you.
Okay. I'm a man. I can do this.
Right behind you.
But even though the odds was against me, I was brave. I was strong. I knew I could kill this bear. I knew no matter what, my...
Shoot.
Run!
Now I should have just kept on running and never looked back. But I managed to make this idiot convince me once again to try and kill the bear.
You gotta shoot him. You know how to shoot a gun?
Yeah, I know how to shoot a gun. I got him. Caw-caw! Caw-caw!
Oh, what's that, Bubba?
I heard that bears like crows.
Darn. There.
Oh, there he is, there he is.
I believe in you. There you go. Shoot. There you go.
One booklet!
Now at this point, I just wanted to get out of there. This guy was way too crazy for me. I mean, I know people who have a few screw loose, but this guy, it seemed like all he had was the screws, and there was nothing there to actually screw the screws into. So when he went after the bear that third time, I decided I wasn't going anywhere close. And let's just say it did not end well for him.
Man, this is too stressing, man. Ever since I met you, I've been mauled by a bear.
Don't give up on me, Bubba. I got you, you son of a bitch. I got you! Fuck! Bubba!
I did not move a damn muscle. I stayed in the bush and didn't move until I was sure the bear was gone. But somehow this guy managed to survive, and he was not happy that I didn't help him.
What happened?
You mean, Bubba, what happened? He fucking molded me. Where were you? Give me back my gun.
I told you I was a pacifist, man. I just heard shooting.
God damn you, Bubba. God damn it. No, you're not cut out for bear hunting.
Maybe,
All right,
maybe
let's-
we could hunt like a rabbit. I heard rabbits were very dangerous, man.
All right, come on, Bubba. Let's leave this bear alone. I don't know.
Thank God.
If I'm being completely honest, this guy was way too crazy for anyone to be around, so I decided I'd just run away the first chance I got and never look back. But before I could even do that, something happened that didn't surprise me.
I mean, he hit me. He got me good. He got you too. So
Yeah, but I
on
did
his
the
set
most
now.
damage though. I did the most damage, but you helped. I'm proud of you, man.
Bubba, I shot him twice, square in the face. You shot him once.
Yeah, but
Did
the
the most
bullet
damage.
ricocheted. Come to think of it, you probably owe me your life. I mean, I saved you. I mean, the bear. That bear was a tough one.
Good. You know how to. You know how to make a splint.
You need a. Ah!
And just like that, I was dead. I was actually surviving pretty good, but at the end of the day, despite the cold, freezing temperatures, other players are still the worst thing you can encounter in DayZ. I realized this guy was actually a streamer, and he was trying to break my leg, and ended up killing me. Curse you! But in the end, DayZ Frostline is an amazing experience. I think I barely even touched the surface of stuff that you can do and see in this game, so I'm really excited to do more videos like this. Next week's video will be me trying to survive in DayZ by only looting other players, and I think that video is going to be epic. I can't wait for you guys to check it out. Also, I recently created a Patreon, so if you want to support me in a more direct way while also receiving some cool rewards, that's where you go. But regardless, you watching this video this far is definitely enough. Thank you so much. Also, be sure to wishlist DayZ Frostline. Link is in the description. I've been editing this video for almost a full day now, so I'm gonna finally get some sleep. Thank you. See you.